Okay, working on the 99 Cherokee. This is the left front caliper. I noticed something. This Jeep's been making some noises, and I'm just thinking it's something in the brakes because I replaced everything a few months ago. I noticed how the pads, they fit in there real nice on the driver's side. See how these are hooked on the top? I'm going to go around the other side and look at something. Okay, I'm on the passenger side, and so I've noticed that pad is sitting up off this block. The inner one is down, and I can't figure out why. I don't know if I've got a bent pin. I mean, everything's brand new. I don't know if this caliper's not sitting right. I'm just wondering if that's causing that noise that I can hear. I'm just wondering if when you hit the brakes, if it's bouncing on, off and on. I think I've heard about people talking about having to do some work on the pads. I'm wondering about taking a grinder or a file and just take a little bit off the bottom. Maybe that would sit on there better. I'm gonna have to look into this a little more. Maybe a little more grease. Everything else looks good except for this one. Okay, I'm back over on the driver's side. Let's take a look at that underneath. See, it's pretty tight along the bottom. I don't know if that's going to focus. There we go. Fits real tight. I'm thinking maybe I'll take it off and file that other side and see if I can get a good hook on that and then grease it. Alright. Okay, so I took the caliper off and I put just the pad on. And it fit perfectly on there, but as soon as I put the caliper on, it kicks out. I've got the inner pad off, so this is going to exaggerate a little bit, but it wouldn't move that much with the inner pad, but still. And that's I've got the bolts tightened down. Something is off or bent or something. That should be, no, it's not focusing. Should be riding right on there. So, I've got the old caliper here. I'm going to just throw that on there with that pad and see what happens. Alright. Okay, we've got the old caliper and the new pad, and we still have a gap. Now again, I've got the rear pad out, so that's exaggerating. It's not going to move that far, but still. It's not sitting down square. And like I say, I put the pad on by itself and it fit perfectly, but when you put the caliper on, something is off. The only thing I haven't done yet is I have the old bolts, and I checked these bolts. I didn't see that they didn't look bent or anything. And of course this is the old caliper, so these are different bushings. I mean, I can almost pull it all the way in. So the last thing I'm going to try to do is put the original bolts in and see with this old caliper and just see what it looks like. Bolts, old caliper, new pad, still. Not the bolts. Okay. So I've got all used parts. I do have the inner pad that's new, and it's still the same. So I don't know if something is bent. We'll take it all back apart. That's quite a bit of slop. Okay, I may have found the problem, but it's not where I thought it was going to be. On this inside rail here, there's a big notch. That's right where the inner pad sits. So I think when I tighten this thing down, it's making that wobble. If this was flat, it would make this, you know, if this was higher here, that would push that down, and that makes sense to me. So either I go to a junkyard and get another spindle, whatever you call that, or go online and get one. That's kind of a bummer because I just replaced the wheel hub. I'll have to take that back off. Not a huge deal. But anyway, I think I've narrowed this down where I can fix it, but I just can't do it today. Okay, we're back working on the 99XJ. It's still making a noise in the front end, and I really think it's the brakes. I have some video footage earlier where there's a gap here on the outside, and I've gone online and I've seen other people post pictures where it's the same way. So I bought some parts. I bought this at O'Reilly's. The top one is an abutment service kit, they call it, and that's these little things in here. We're going to put those on. And then I bought Anti Rattle clips, which is the H5702, 4 of those. So the H5702, the Anti Rattle clips, basically they hold the pads apart, top and bottom, and then the abutment clips go in here and they'll kind of fill in that gap. I've seen online these the part that the brake rides on, it gets a groove in there, and a lot of people will weld those up. But I'm thinking if I put these abutment clips on there, hopefully that will make everything work as it should. The brakes didn't come with that. The pads didn't come with any of this extra hardware. Some do and some don't, and I didn't get them, and I think I need them, so I'm going to put these on both sides. Alright, I hope this works. Fortunately, I don't have any video of the noise it makes, but it kind of sounds to me like a CV joint, and I think it's just kind of, you know, this caliper's kind of moving, and I think that it's the noise of this hitting here. Click, 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 click. It doesn't do it all the time. It's just usually if you leave the Jeep sit for several days and then the first time you drive it, it makes this clattering noise. Okay, wish me luck. Okay, used a wire brush and some brake clean, and I've cleaned up the surfaces. You can see that. See if I can get a shot of that. It's going to be hard to get. Yeah, I got it all cleaned up. Okay, we're going to put the abutment parts on and see what happens. Another thing, this kit comes with, from right to left, 10,000, 15, 20 thousandths, and 25 thousandths thicknesses, 4 of each. I think I'm going to go right to the 25s. Try some of these thick ones. Let's see what happens. Okay, I've got them installed. That's the way the instructions shows them going in. So if I get that in there, it hooks like that, and it rides on the bottom, so it really doesn't cure that gap at all. So I'm going to figure out these anti-rattle clips and see if that does anything. Okay, I went ahead and added 10,000 abutment clips to the bottom, and then the 25s on the top. Alright, let's get those anti-rattle springs on. So I've gone all over the internet and nobody explains how to put these clips on, these anti-rattle clips. So that's how I'm going to do it. I've got them on there, and then these are going to have to go inside here. But I've got them up on top, and then I will put the caliper on and then try to flip them down. I think that's the trick. But you know, nobody shows how to install anything. They just show the finished product. So I can't see any other way to do this, so I'm going to try to get this caliper on. Alright, give me a second and I'll have the caliper on. Okay, so I ended up having to make another change. I had the 25s on the top and I could not get this top pad to go in under the slide, so I took this out and put a 15 in. So I got a 15 and a 10 on the bottom and a 10 and a 25 on the outside. So hopefully this will cure the rattling. And I was looking at the service manuals, and it looks to me like the older Jeeps, like my 92, they had these clips on there, but at some point they changed the design and they put these different style calipers with the hole, which they have like an alignment pin that goes in the hole that kind of holds the pad, and then they've also got this spring clip thing, and then the inner one is attached to the piston. So I think that this newer design, maybe these aren't really necessary, but since I'm having this noise, I'm trying everything. Okay, so once again I'll show a little bit better how to do this. This is the driver's side, the top one. So you just pull up on it and it goes on like that. Pull these up on top and just leave it like that until you get your caliper on. I don't know if I can get the bottom one in here. Move the camera. Oh yeah, let's see if we can get that in there. So bottom one, it's gonna go the same way, like that. Just put that on there. Just take a screwdriver or something. I just use my fingers. Probably easier just to use fingers. And just kind of temporarily like that. So just leave it like that, and then you're ready to put your caliper on, and then you just push those things in. So on this side I'm not going to put the abutment clips on there. They look a lot tighter on this side, so I'm just going to use the anti-rattle clips. All right. Okay, yes, you can see all that. All right, so calipers on. I've got grease on there, right there and there. Now just got to push these down like that. Something like that, I guess. And they just kind of ride on the metal tabs here. There's the bottom one. Just gonna slide it up. Yeah, nobody else on the internet's gonna show you how to do this stuff. You know, they think it's so simple. They show you the picture of the finished product, but nobody explains or shows in their videos how to do this, so it's pretty easy. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully this will cure my noises. I'm assuming it's brake noise. I don't know what it is, but that's that. All right, thanks for watching. All right, let's see what happens when I push the brake.